I really like Iceberg videos. If you don't know what an Iceberg video is, well, I'm not explaining it. This really shouldn't be your first Iceberg video. If it is, please click off and watch one of these other ones, as they're much better introductions to the genre. Then come back to this. I am a huge nerd, and I love learning about useless information about all sorts of subjects, and icebergs are easily one of the most interesting ways to consume that information. I can also just plug an iceberg video while I draw, and since most of them are really long, I won't have to switch off of it for a long time. Because of my love for the genre, I've been wanting to do an iceberg video for a while, and so I thought what better way to do the second event of the year of Viva Pinata, thanks to Sandstorm for the new logo, than an explanation of the Viva Pinata Iceberg. For those who need a refresher, my favorite game of all time is Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, and by extension, Viva Pinata as a whole is my favorite game series. It's a garden simulation game where you try and attract pinatas into your garden. That's a really bare bones description, and if you've never played Viva Pinata before, I really recommend that you play it. Both of the main titles are on Xbox Game Pass for free. For free! Yes! And they also exist within Rare Replay. Due to the series' 15th anniversary coming up, I wanted to do an event on my channel celebrating it. Despite it being such a small game series, and such an obscure game, there is a lot of content that fits the bill for the iceberg. I know because I made the iceberg myself.
Editing Slurpy here. Turns out, I was just barely not the first person to make a Viva Pinata iceberg video. A YouTuber named Sabina Rasmussen, I hope I pronounced that correctly, made a video about their own iceberg on the 28th of May this year. And it's, yeah. So I recommend you go and watch that video. It has a lot of unique aspects that I'm not covering on my iceberg, such as the Dragon Egg out of bounds trick. Our two icebergs are pretty different, so it's worth giving both of them a watch.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I did steal a few things from her iceberg. What? Now, I know that might sound bad.
Dum diddly dum 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 dum.
Alright, that was probably the worst iceberg intro ever. No better time to actually get into it than now. Dragon Egg. Dragon Egg is the only level 11 pinata in the first game. It's based on a dragon, one of the few mythical animals to actually make its way into the games. Its entire existence is presented as a mystery. You have to dig its egg out of a mine, which is luck-based unfortunately. Then you need a cluckles to hatch the egg. Once it's hatched, unlike all other pinatas, it needs to eat a certain set of pinatas before it grows up. Dragon Egg is really well known, which is why it's basically at the tip top of the iceberg. Evolution. This is really simple. A lot of pinatas are able to transform into another if you perform a specific task on it.
If you're not watching the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, you're gonna turn into a Goomba!
Usually feeding it a particular item. Evolution is the only way to get a good bunch of pinatas. Here's a quick pop-up for every pinata you can evolve and how to do it. Got it? Alright, next spooky iceberg thingy. Old Amber. Old Amber is an item in Trouble in Paradise you can obtain by giving Ivor the Beggar, a homeless man trapped in a well, 9,999 coins. Once you do this once, you can't get another one. You can't sell or destroy the amber for this reason. It's instrumental in the creation of Chucklodicus, the other level 11 pinata introduced in Trouble in Paradise. Captain's Cutlass. The main shopkeeper in the game who sells the most versatile items is Costalot, also known as Lottie. One of her most expensive items is the Captain's Cutlass. In the original Viva Pinata, having it in your garden permanently stops the existence of Professor Pester and the Ruffians, the game's main antagonists. However, in Trouble in Paradise, Pester can actually destroy it. Still keeps out ruffians though. Red Eye Rainbow. The Red Eye Rainbow is another item sold by Cost-A-Lot. If you place it in your garden, it actually prevents fights from happening. TV show. During Viva Pinata's development, Rare decided to make a deal with 4Kids to produce a Viva Pinata TV show. The TV show is known for having a drastically different tone from the games. The games have a very relaxing tone to them, even when stuff is going horribly wrong. Meanwhile, the TV show is this insanely chaotic adventure that's all about partying and having fun! At least we get to see more of Professor Pester. Pinata People. Pinata People is a really unique cheat code you can use in Trouble in Paradise. You enter the cheat code by naming your garden Pinata People. Once you do this, the credits unlock, which means you can immediately use the Wishing Well, which is a borderline money generator and, as said before, is instrumental in getting the Chocolaticus. Sour abilities. When you tame a sour pinata, they will actually all have hidden abilities that help you out in some way. The majority of these are useless or become obsolete when you get better options, but some, like Crocodile and Maca Raccoon, can be really helpful. Loathers. When two pinatas are ready to romance, they are transported to their own romance minigame, where you have to navigate a maze filled with these little red bombs called Loathers. There's also two variants, Sleepy Loathers, which you can just walk through but you have to be super quiet, and Blue Loathers, which are quite possibly the worst thing in the entire game. However, they aren't really seen outside of these games. The one time they are is in the Trouble in Paradise intro, and they seem lifeless. Mysterious fellows. System Link. System Link is a function used in Trouble in Paradise that can be used to connect the gardens of players from different Xboxes together. So basically, System Link lets you do online multiplayer. However, it's also optimal for speedrunning.
Hold up. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding.
Wildcards. Wildcard pinatas are a special kind of pinata you can get by Master Romance